Alright, so in today's video we're checking out the DYU C2. This is a folding electric bike and more like a city commuter, something you can take on a train or a bus. Not really for off-roading because it's got some 16-inch wheels here, 16-inch by 2.5-inch, but these are road tires. And folding mechanism is there. We'll talk about that in a second. Pretty small bike overall, only weighs about 52 pounds. The seat height is adjustable. I'll put up here on the screen what the rider heights are supposed to be like. Got a small rack here in the back, little rear tail light, brake light there, and a rear reflector, as well as a rear fender in the back wheel, as well as a fender in the front wheel. Handlebar flat, straight across, and folds down right there. The motor in here is it's a 350 watts 48 volt motor bursting to 500 watts. Battery in here is 48 volts, 7.5 amp hours. And it has a max range, I think, around 40 to 45 miles, depending upon riding conditions. The max speed in this one is 25 kilometers per hour, or about 15.5 miles per hour. So technically, this is a Class 1 e-bike. Here's a look at the seats. Fairly comfortable. Got a handle here for helping you fold the bike down. It does have a rear shock here, center mounted shock. Does give the bike a nice smooth ride, especially on streets. Here's the controller. It's kind of hard to see in the bright sunlight, but you have different power levels for different speeds. I'll show you that here in a second, and the battery level there. This shows speed in kilometers per hour. And you have a half twist throttle here, bell over here, brake levers there for your mechanical disc brakes. And this is what they look like. 160 millimeter standard disc rotors. And you do have a small headlight here in the front for night riding. There's a small on-off switch over here to turn the battery off if you're not using it for a while. And right there is the charging port. The charger is like a 1.5 amp charger, so that's 7.5 amp hours. The battery takes about 5 hours to charge from empty to full. And standard on most of these folding bikes, you have this folding pedals as well. This one does not have any gears in the back, so just one speed. Now, in terms of putting the bike together, it came folded and pretty much all assembled in the box. Only things I had to install were the pedals and the seat. That did not come installed, but that's very easy to do. It takes literally like 5 seconds. And then the handlebar needs to be adjusted for the angle. But yeah, it pretty much comes fully assembled, and you just unfold it and go ahead and charge it up and ride it. All right, so that said, let's go ahead and give it a ride test now. Tell you my thoughts as we're riding around. All right, so I'm gonna just start off in pedals. This level 1. And motor is a little slow to kick in. And because this only has one speed, it does require a little bit of effort to get it going. It's not terrible. If you want a cheat code to get around it, you can just start pedal, or just use the throttle and then get you started, and you can start pedaling after that. But it's like about 16, 17 kilometers per hour here in pedal assist level 1. And a little bit of freewheeling here already. It's definitely a cadence sensor in this one. Let's go level 2. Again, just using pedal assist only. Not that much faster. About 18 kilometers per hour. 17. All right. Let's take it up a little bit more. All right, we're going to level 3 here. And I am definitely freewheeling. And definitely not going much faster. 17, 18 still. So let's go ahead and take it all the way back out to level 1 here. And we'll start in level 1 with throttle only. Let's see what the speed differences are. No pedaling, just throttle. 13 kilometers per hour. All right, I take it up to level 2. 16, 17 kilometers per hour. 18 kilometers per hour already on level 2 throttle only. All right. 19, 18. All right, let's go level 3. 19, 21, 22. 22, looks like we're maxing out at 22 miles an hour. I am a heavier rider, over 200 pounds, so about what I expected. This is only a 350 watt motor, so it's a little bit slower than expected. Here I am, and just showing you how the shock works. It's even though the seat is not really super cushy, the ride's super smooth because of that shock absorber. And this is one of the ones I, at least lately, one of the ones I think works better than most. I'm not sure what's different about this one. It looks pretty similar to a lot of the other ones I've seen, but at this price point and in this class, you don't usually get very good shock absorbers. I'm not sure who makes this one. It doesn't seem to be adjustable, but for this frame and I guess for the bike itself, it seems to work pretty well. In terms of the overall speed and acceleration, definitely aren't going to be winning any awards. With this particular one, again, the motor is only rated to 350 watts, maxing out at 500 watts. Probably can get you up some not super steep inclines, but I would say somewhere in the 10, that's not 10, probably 5 to 8 degree max inclines if you're, in slightly hilly areas. But I would not recommend this one for hilly areas or off-roading. I don't think this bike is intended for that. This is more for flat streets like this and city commuting. And I think for this one, pedaling doesn't seem to do a whole lot. At least you don't get to the maximum speeds. You're topping out at like 18, 19 kilometers per hour. Not particularly that fast. But if you're in an area where there's a lot of e-bike restrictions, then this is definitely going to be totally in line with those restrictions. Of course, this is not going to be for those of you that want all-out speed or performance. This is not what this bike's intended for. It's more of a commuting e-bike, get you from point A to point B. And I think for that, it does a fine job. Folds down very nicely, not too particularly heavy. For those of you that are maybe commuting in a city or urban environment, maybe you need a little bit of transportation for like a last mile type of thing. Take a train or a bus to a bus station, train station, and then take the bike to your final destination, maybe a few miles away. This will be totally fine for that. And again, if you want a little trick here, if you want to start know how to get the bike going when you're at a full stop without pedaling, you can just use the throttle to get it going, and then you can start pedaling to save you a little bit of effort. And of course, pedaling like this, going at a lower speed, I'm only going like 16 kilometers per hour right now, is going to give you the most range. So if you want to get that maximum 40 to 45 miles of range, going slower and pedaling is going to offer you the most range and the most efficiency out of your battery. Anyway, you got a cover for this video. Got any questions, let me know in the comment section below. I'll put a link down in the video description if you guys want to check it out. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video.